The downer cow is any cow that doesn't respond to treatment, whether it's milk fever, low magnesium, low glucose, either way, or injury, she's down. We've treated the initial problem, so that's great, we've got that under control, but she's been down long enough to get muscle damage and she cannot rise. These cows need a lot of tender loving care, support, nutrition, rolling them side to side, deep bedding, feeding them, watering them, keeping them from being exposed to the elements. While we're doing that, we have to continue to supplement them with feed and metabolic needs to keep them going. So when we're treating a down cow, we quite often just find them down in the paddock. We don't see those leading up signs, the trembling, the twitchy legs, the weakness. We just find them down in the calving paddock. But it doesn't mean it's just straight milk fever or just straight magnesium if they're down. There's lots of other reasons a cow can be down. So it's worth our while to check over the whole cow. I often start at the front, at the nose, to see if there's beads of moisture on the nostril. See if there's any ingesta or food that they've burped up because they've been down on their side, they've had to regurgitate, and it comes around their nostrils. If they've got food around their nostrils, it means there's a chance she's breathed it onto her lungs. It means there's a chance we're going to get pneumonia. Well worth checking. I work my way around the cow, and in particular, attention to the back end. This is where all the business has happened. Always check the quarters. These fresh cows can come down with a nasty mastitis. So check all 4 quarters, check the milk, check there's no clots, no heat or swelling. Beautiful. So after I've checked the quarters, I'll check the back of the legs, the musculoskeletal system, see if we've got a normal range of motion, see if we haven't got a dislocated hip. Quite often for the cows, as they start to come on heat, the other cows bullying will ride them and you get a hip pop out, but you can feel that one's A-OK. I keep working around, and this is where I grab my gloves because I'm going to examine the back end. Check inside the vagina of the cow, make sure there's not another calf in there, make sure there's not an infection in there, retain fetal membranes that are rotten. Anything that's infection can make them sick. Anything that makes them sick can make them go down. So for the freshly calved cow, there's always an area of concern in terms of the reproductive tract. We need to examine that to make sure it's A-OK. Unfortunately, she's down, so you've got to crawl in the mud sometimes to do it. But it's high yield, so it's well worth doing. Plenty of lube, plenty of cleanliness. We're checking for tears in the vagina, damage to the reproductive tract, second calf that's left behind that's gone rotten, retained membranes, any abnormality, fractured pelvises, any abnormality that might cause this cow to not be able to get up. You right? Cheers. And that's a normal sort of post-calving discharge, that's fine. If we're looking at the back end while we're here, we should go in the rectum and check in there. See if we can feel anything abnormal as well. Get down and quite intimate with the cow. Checking the tone of the uterus, any tears, any adhesions, the consistency of the feces. In this case, everything feels okay.